Hello everyone. So today I was revising about machine learning. So let's learn about simple machine learning. What really machine learning do? Okay. So what is machine learning? Traditionally, when we were writing code, okay, when we were writing code, we have to pass the algo. Okay, we have to pass the algo or code the rules. Okay, and we have to provide input. Okay, input or yeah, input, and after that we will get our answers. Okay, but nowadays machine learning has changed the whole coding scenario differently. Like now we don't have to need these rules. All we need are so many answers. Like we have answers or like data, is that given a height, what's the weight of, what's the weight. Okay, if we have data of 1 lakh of people or maybe more than 10 lakh, 10 crore, something like that. Okay, then we can pass this data, we can pass these answers, and we can pass our input for which we need weights, and we will get a set of rules which can calculate this input. Okay, that's how that's this is what ML is. Okay, this is what ML is. This was previously what we are doing, and this is ML is what ML is. Further it will be extended to deep learning. So here we are providing the data, we are providing the attributes like height and weight. In here, these height and weight are calculated by are going to calculate it by itself. Like which we will calculate attributes. Deep learning will calculate attributes by itself. What are the best attributes like height or weight or something else, like for a cancer. Yes, let's suppose I have learned about this in Andrew Ng. You can go to the course. Okay, so in that course he had taken cancer, like to check whether the tumor in a human body is benign. Okay, benign, like it is not that harmful, or it is something malignant or something like that. Okay, so he had taken some attributes like size of tumor. Okay, its cells, how cells look like, what are for how much time this is happening. So time, there are many attributes. So we have to, in machine learning we have to check these attributes, and then we have to input these attributes inside ML. But while in DL, the most important attributes are taken by itself. Something like this happen. But for now we are only trying to understand about machine learning, basic machine learning. So let's leave it now. Okay, so here the problem is given height, calculate the weight of a person. Okay, something like this. So let's talk about motivation. Can we accurately predict what will be someone's weight given her height? Okay, so this will be like difficult. How could you say that? Okay, his height is 5 feet or 5 feet 5 inch, and what will be its weight? It will be like uh, it will be difficult to directly predict. Okay, so what we do, we take many data. We take suppose data of 1 lakh people given their height, both column filled, height and weight. Okay, so these are, we call them as input. So let's suppose a second, let me make it better. So what we need is input. The first is input. We will take the x size. Okay, let's represent is xi. Okay, it will be dimension of order n. It can be dimension of order n. We are doing this for linear regression, so the attributes can be many. There are many attributes. Further, the next will be output. Okay, given attributes, output, whether it's like we are given height, we are given its daily diet, the calorie intake and everything. Those comes under Rn. Like there is a matrix where each column represents an attribute, something like this. While the output will be only a weight, a single column. It will be of order R, like dimension R. we can represent it as yi. Okay, let's change the color. So these are input and output. The next one is model parameters. Let's understand about this. Is it recording? Yeah. So model parameters. What are model parameters? Okay. Suppose we have these are xi's. Okay. So suppose we have xi1. Okay. xi2. Okay, dot xin. Suppose this is the ith row. Okay, and we have data of all x's inside it. Okay, and using this we need to calculate yi. So what we will do, we will try to use, like we will try to take some variable. Okay, a parameter, we can say, like it is termed as a parameter, that parameterize these xi's to y. Okay, so let's suppose we have theta of 0. Okay, this is a constant kind of thing, plus theta 1 dot theta n into xi n. So let's try to understand what and here it is known as model parameters. Okay, so what's really happening is, let us suppose we have different attributes, such that let's suppose this is the calorie intake of a man, this is the height of the man, this is what's his father's height. Okay, there are many attributes. So each of these attributes affect the final result in their own way. Like if the height will increase by a bit, okay, like by 1 centimeter, it can affect the weight also. Okay, theta 0, I mean yi will increase. So theta naught should be of higher importance than the, okay, than other thetas. Okay, let's suppose we have theta n, this is of father's height. Okay, now let's suppose we have some theta j in here. Okay, it's of your great grandfather's height. Okay, great grandfather's height. Okay, or weight, something like that. So let's take weight. Okay, father's weight or genetic or everything, anything. So the father's one will affect more than the great grandfather's. So theta n will probably be greater than theta j. Okay, this parameter is more specifically defining the weight of the yi, the output we needed, something like this. So this can be calculated by hand, by analyzing data, or when you have deep learning will also give that, okay, this looks the better parameter to solve the y. Okay, so that's why the more data you give in a deep learning, it will produce a better output. Okay, and in machine learning we have to find that thetas, the, okay, we have to find that model parameters by ourselves by analyzing. It will be given by it will be provided manually to the code. Okay, so yeah, and this will be our predicted output. This is model parameter and this is our predicted output. Okay, now, okay, so we now know that, okay, 1 second, let me see. Yeah, so we now have the understanding of a main basic machine learning, what machine learning is going to do. We are going to provide input. Okay, we are going to train our we are going to optimize this theta, the model parameters, which is going to get multiplied by these theta, and it will output in a result yi. So it is a normal linear regression, and finally we can predict our yi, like y new anything. Okay, using this theta 1 theta 2 or something like this. There's also a theta, okay, sorry, this should be theta 1 into theta 2 into this there's also one more thing, theta 0 plus, this looks like here C. Okay, same as, okay, so finally it will be don't think that it is a 2D plane, it is a like more than 2D plane, it is a hyperplane somewhere. Okay, this equation will satisfy a hyperplane, and in that hyperplane we are trying to make this hyperplane as close to yi such that we, if okay, not hyperplane, we can say given a 2D array, we have some xi, we know some yi's for that. Okay, we are given these output. Now for another xi we have xj, we have to find, we have to predict. Whenever I will denote y cap, this means predict. Okay, we have to predict yj. So we see that this line is like this, so our prediction will be like this. Okay, so at first it looks like a straight line. Okay, then we will use more attributes and make it like this. Okay, so now let's move, like I think you got the basic understanding. Now the next thing is, okay, yeah, so it is talking about phi. So there's a function, there should be a function phi. Okay. Now we are now talking about formal problem settings. Formal problem settings. Okay, how to set the problem and pass it into the code. Okay, that maps input to feature vectors. So phi Rn is of order input. Let's see, let's check here. So these model parameters are of r of k, something like this, because it is gonna multiply with x of I. Okay, there are n rows, but there are k x's, something like this. There are k parameters. I guess you can understand it. Like if there are k attributes, but n, yeah. So suppose, okay, but there are n attributes now. Oh, so this xi is of order k. Then we can multiply with theta. Okay, let's see in further revision. Phi Rn to Rk. Okay, we map our, these are inputs. Okay, we have to map these inputs to feature vectors. Yeah. So let's suppose we are trying to map xi, phi of xi. Okay, it will become, oh, we have already add 1 in here. We will see why we are going to add this. It is to make our vector multiplication possible. Okay, we will see why it is going to happen. K is equal to 2 phi of xi and y predict. Okay, y predict is there. So we can predict y using theta of j cross phi j xi theta t phi xi. Okay, it is saying like this. Why? Okay, this is same as the above. We have to calculate this, but theta is in another dimension, xi is of something else. So we have to make our xi's dimension same as theta i's to multiply both of them. That's why we are trying to make this. Okay, as we can't multiply theta or x now, we have to convert xi into this. So wherever to increase its dimension, we are gonna put ones at every other places, because it's like xi. Okay, let's check it. This is cross 2 cross 1, another should be cross 1 cross 2. Okay, so let's suppose we have initial xi and 1. Okay, and for theta, suppose we have theta 1 and theta 2. Now we can multiply this such that xi into theta 1 plus theta 2 into 1. Yeah, 1. Something like this will become. So it's all, we are the phi function, we are using this phi function to make the multiplication of xi and phi j possible. Okay, phi j of xi. Okay, let's try to understand it in a better way. So why this? Why yi is equal to sigma of theta j cross phi j of xi? Initially it was, okay, what was it initially? It was theta j cross xi. Okay, and we have to take the sigma. Okay, and it is going to for every xi. So here, instead of, okay, yeah, now I can understand everything. So instead of using n in here, there's are like, this is like k. So we can't multiply each of the theta to xi. So what we are doing is, we have taken a vector theta, okay, which is like theta 1, theta 2, dot 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 theta k. This is our vector. We have to multiply this with phi j of xi. Okay, not like this. Rather I would say theta 1 into phi of xi. Okay, it will become a vector. Okay, no, it should become a product. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, yeah, I can tell you now. So for each I, we have an xi, we have some theta, and we are going to make it dimensions something like xi, so that we can perform its multiplication. Okay, I have also found a link to make you understand better. Yeah, suppose this is our theta. We found that theta 0, theta 1, dot 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 theta n. This is our parameterized theta. This is our model parameter. Okay, so okay, now we know that h of theta x is here. Y predict is theta transpose into x, because yeah, here we don't need to have transpose. Okay, somewhere you see that theta transpose is there. So here it is xi1. So it should be like xi and 1, and here, okay, xi and 1. So theta is like this. When we transpose it, it will become theta 0 dot 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 theta n. Okay, and all the xi's are like this, xi dot 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 xn, because we have used phi function. Okay, so n or k, whatever you can put. Now when we multiply this, we are left with theta naught xi, theta, no, theta naught x1, theta 1 x1, something like this. Then theta 2 x2 dot 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 theta n xn. Okay, it will, now this will be our y. So such that this is our yi, this is our, this is our y1, this is our y2, or something like this. Okay, we can understand it in this way, or rather it will become our yi, sorry, because we are multiplying now. Yeah, the whole problem is trying to find out uh, what's the correct dimension of theta, x and y. When you have a problem, whenever you have a real problem, you will be able to understand it in a better way. Okay, so let's see this one. Okay, so we have our yi. Now it is trying to find j theta is equal to something like this. Okay, uh, why is this? Okay, j theta is equal to x theta t minus y t into x theta minus y. Okay, I don't know why it is written like this. Note that, okay, j theta is equal to x theta into x theta, something like this. Okay, where does this j theta come from? J theta is actually loss. Yeah, here. Least square cost. So it will be s theta of xi minus yi. S theta of xi is theta tx minus yi. So taking it, I don't know why taking this. Okay, so 1 upon 2m as theta of xi minus yi to the power 2. Okay, as theta of x is y predict theta o xo plus theta o x1 plus theta and xn, like shown in here. Let's increase it. So theta of 1 upon 2m. Okay, this is loss now, so we need to calculate all the m's. But why 1 by 2? Oh yeah, I know it. In the okay, so when see, this is our loss function theta dot 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 n equals 1 upon, or we can say it is our cost function. Instead of saying loss, we should say it's cost. Okay, you can also say loss, but whatever, you can also say this as loss function. So why are we saying it loss? One second, let me start from the beginning. I was trying to understand it, so it took a while. Okay, let's take, okay, the color is fine. So let's suppose we have our y predict. I'm gonna use this notation now. Okay, so we have hx. Hx is the predicted value. This is predicted. So not predicted, it is the y value for x. Y value for x. Okay, so we are given x, this is the its y value. Okay, we can also represent it as y. Now this h theta of x is using theta as model parameters. This is predicted y. Okay, now this is predicted y. Further, what we can see, same as above, we can write this as theta x is equal to theta o xo plus theta 1 x1 plus dot 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 plus theta n xn. Okay, we are clear till this point. The next part is, this is the real value, this is predicted value. Okay, what's the cost or what's the loss, the difference between them? Okay, as theta x minus, okay, not this, sorry, let me erase this part. This is predicted. Okay, this is predicted value and this is the real value given x. So the predicted minus the real value will give us loss, but the loss, like with we are at this position. Okay, this is our loss. Okay, current loss, let's suppose it is 1. Now the next loss will for this. Okay, let's suppose for this we have 1 as a loss. This was the current, this is the current answer, or rather I should take, suppose this is our coordinate. Okay, now this is the correct value. If we are at here, the loss between them is 1. If our predicted value is here, then our loss between them is like 2. Okay, but scientists took it a different way. They thought, okay, this is loss 1, they agree, but this is a huge loss. Like suppose someone after giving some height, our answer coming is 70 kg. Okay, it's okay, not 70, let's suppose its real weight was 70 kg, or rather suppose 50 kg. Okay, my weight is like 54 kg, so we take 50, around 50 kg. So if an answer is 60 kg, the y prediction is 60 kg, I will say okay, 10 kg is not that much great difference, but it is a great difference. But what if the prediction value is 70 kg? If someone someone will predict my weight as 70 kg, it will be like a drastic change, not like a small change. So to denote a big changes, what we can do is, suppose this is a change of 10. Okay, we can denote it as 10 to the power 2. So now this will become 100. Initially it was 10, this was 20. No difference, like 10 difference between 10. Between both of them is 10. 20 minus 10 is 10. but now the difference, we are squaring the difference. So 10 to the power 2 equals 100, and here the difference between 70 and 50 will be 70 minus 50 is equal to 20, and 20 to the power 2 will become 400. So here we can here we are able to more focus on the difference if we are going to square them. Okay, that's why the whole purpose of squaring comes in here. Okay, let's okay, erase it. Further you will see that it is divided by 2. Okay, and also 1 by m. So this is over all the m samples. Okay, or n, yeah, m samples. So let's divide it by m. So it will become our real j theta. Oh, it's lagging. Why? Okay. So now we can find our purpose, that is to get the loss by after prediction. Okay, or cost, the cost we pay after prediction. Both are the term they used in the data science. Okay, so as theta x minus hx to the power 2. Now the next thing we are going to do is find the purpose why 2 is in here. We know that this looks great. Okay, we found that the reason behind squaring and dividing by m is like average over all the m samples. Why are we multiplying 2 in here? So the main purpose of finding the cost is to minimize it. So we are going to minimize our j theta. Okay, to minimize our j theta, we need to differentiate this. So when we are going to differentiate, why we are going to differentiate it? We will differentiate it and we will make it 0. Whatever theta we will found, we will double differentiate it, d by d square x, d square theta. Okay, not like this. We are going to differentiate delta z theta. Okay, and then we are going to find the minimum of, what's the minimum value of it. Okay, something like this. You know how to minimize a function. We have that's a 12th standard course in you can learn about it in calculus, but let's do data science in here. So we are going to differentiate it somehow to find minimum. After differentiating it, it is of type x to the power 2. After differentiating it, 2 will come in here. Okay, 2 will come in here. So this 2 will be something like overhead for us to while calculating delta j theta. So to what we are going to do, that 2 in the numerator should be cancelled by another integer 2, which we are going to take in denominator. So this 2 will come in here. After differentiation, we are going to cut it, and we are left with only s theta x minus hx into differentiation of s theta minus hx. Okay, so that's the whole purpose of putting 2 in here. Andrew and G took a really good course. You can go and understand there. Okay, I'm just trying to learn by seeing these examples and some of the revising it. So okay, I'm not like great at mentoring you, but you can understand how I'm learning about all of the things, and it will be also, the video is also going to help me or someone else in the future to revise everything. So okay, let's take, yeah, we have to proceed. We will represent the problem in matrix notation. This is natural sense. Okay, so theta 0, theta 1, dot 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 theta n. This is our parameter. This is of order n. Like we have n plus 1, so we can take that this is n plus 1 dimension. It is in n plus 1 dimension. So as theta x will become theta t of x. Yeah. So if we are taking theta in this row matrix form, x will be like in this form. Okay, no. Yeah, x is in also this form, right? Like x0, x1, dot 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 xn. Okay. And if it is not in xn, then we are gonna use that phi function we studied in the slide to make it to convert it into same dimension, such that we can same dimension like as theta t, to multiply both of them. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to this and try to understand. So we have j theta, no problem. We do have j theta, and here it is trying to write j theta equals to theta 1 by 2m into x theta minus y transpose into x theta minus y. Okay, yeah, so this is all about, let me show you it once. Initially we have this j theta is equal to 1 by 2m sigma or something dot dot dot, or else we could write it j theta equals let's see here what we wrote, s theta x minus hx. So s theta x is nothing but theta t x. Okay, so we have this theta t dot x minus hx to the power 2 upon 2m. This is initially what we have as j theta. So let me write it in a clear way. J theta is 1 upon 2m into theta transpose x minus hx, okay, to the power 2. Okay, now we have this. Somehow you can it's a mathematical property. This is hx naught, so we can write it as x theta. Okay, no, this is hx, so we can write it as y. Okay, so let's write it again. 1 upon 2m into theta t dot x minus y to the power 2. So here you can see that it is converted into x theta to make the everything else is simple. So let's see what's written in here. When this is summed over all samples, we can dip further into matrix notation and design matrix X as a matrix of m rows in which ith sample is xi, and we can write the least square cost as okay. So after some manipulation, I don't know how they come to this. Okay, let's see how they try to convert the whole thing into such a simple one. Minimize j theta. Okay, j theta is equal to this, which we can write this. Okay, yeah, so let's check it out. Suppose, so what we have to do is to convert, okay, to convert this one, okay, we have to convert this j theta form. We have to change the j form of j theta into where is it, one second, yeah, phi t, phi inverse, phi t 1. Okay, before that we have to write it in the form of 1 upon 2m into x theta minus y transpose into x theta minus y. We have to reach this conclusion. Okay, and then we will be able to find this. So okay, so the thing is, here it is also used, that phi function we are using here. So what does a phi function do? Let's go back and read it. Yeah, phi will convert our Rn to Rk. Okay, so here our this x is in the form of Rn, so we are going to convert it into Rk. Let's see now here. Okay, so we have our, okay, we are going to convert into Rm cross k. So we have our x1 previously, here we have our x1. What we are going to do, we will create a new function. This looks like, I don't know, this looks like a lantern. Rm cross k, this will be phi of x1, okay, phi of x1 of transpose dot 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 phi of xm. Yeah, and y, there are m values of y. Okay, let me show you this. Yeah, so this will become our new x. Okay, somehow we are going to use it. I don't know. We will understand about phi function later. Okay, we are going to use this phi function, and convert our x. So yeah, here we have our y. We have converted our x into something like this using a phi function. Now now we can replace this, okay, the difference between them to the power square as the lantern, whatever it is, into theta. Okay, so theta is of order m. So now we can multiply. Okay, theta is of order k cross m, something like that. So uh, we can surely multiply it with theta, and we will decrease y because now it will become order of m, and we can take its square. This 2 means this is a loss 2. Okay, loss 2 means of order 2. Okay, now the next part will be, yeah, so one second, let me see whether I am understanding this or not. Okay, so this phi will convert our n into k. Yeah, and after conversion to n to k, we can use it. Okay, so x theta, we have replaced our x theta by phi theta, phi not, sorry, whatever it is, phi, or one second, this looks like phi, I don't remember, whatever it is, a Greek letter, I don't know. So this, let's call it as lantern. So lantern into theta will become our x theta will become our lantern into theta using phi function, because we have to have uh, what we can say, an expression or a vector of the form 1 cross m, so that we would be able to subtract it with y, okay, to get the loss. Okay, I think this much discussion is okay over it. Okay, 37 minutes into it. Now the next one will be, we will talk about minimizing the j theta. Okay, so j theta is this. There's a property. We again are uh, okay. Yeah, we can write x square as x transpose into x. Okay, this is the property. That's why. Okay, why we were wasting 10 minutes. We can remove this phi also. We don't need always this phi. This is advanced version of trying to find the j theta. The whole property is this. I don't know how to prove it. One second. So if there is an x, oh yeah, and okay, one second. Let's see. We have this as x transpose. So let's suppose this is of course 2 cross 8, and this as 8, 2 cross 8 again. So its square will become, yeah, so x square is x transpose into x. Okay, this is some kind of property that I was missing. Okay, whenever we are trying to find the square in the form of matrix, then we are going to do x transpose into x. Okay, it's done. Now the next part is, we have to differentiate it. Okay, we will take multiplication. We found that x phi t, x theta minus 2yt. Okay, then this phi theta plus yt into y. Okay, and when we gonna differentiate it with respect to theta, this y will go away. We will be left with phi t. Okay, phi t, psi t, I know, sorry, theta t, phi theta. Okay, minus 2 phi t. Okay, let's go back again here. Will give us better understanding. So let's calculate using x and theta instead of using the new word phi. Okay, so it is saying that differentiation of this is this. How? Because xt, okay, so we can write it as one second. theta t into theta and xt into x. So this will become theta square. This will look like a theta square. Yeah, so that's why. Suppose this is xt into x, okay? And here we have theta t, here we have theta, and minus 2x theta t dot y plus yt dot y. So this will become 0 because there's no theta term in there. We are differentiating it with respect to d theta. Okay. So the next thing is theta t xt x theta. Okay. So when we are going to differentiate it with respect to theta, then theta t into theta will be theta square. So it will, we are left with only theta xt into x into theta, and there will be 2 outside, minus 2 into with respect differentiating with respect to theta, it will become d theta. Okay, so 2 into x, we are left with 2 into x into ty, okay, and into d theta. Okay, this is after we can get after differentiating it. So which will become 0, so this part will also be 0. So let's calculate our theta. We need to our theta now. So now theta is 2xt dot y upon, okay, not upon because it is a matrix, we should rather use this xt into x into theta equals to xty. There are some complex matrix manipulation in here to, if you want to understand it properly, but one can get sense because there are 2 theta, so theta square, so let's differentiate it, so it will become 2 theta d theta, and here there is only 1 theta, so it will become d theta. Simple as f. Okay, so xt into x into theta equals 2xty. Okay, and we can see that xtx is invertible. I don't know how it is invertible. Okay, because okay, so xtx would never be equal to 0, then it would be invertible. So now we can write xt into x inverse into xty. Okay, so this will give our theta. So we have to use this way to find the parameters. Okay, only we have to remember that this result part. Okay, so that is xt x inverse into xt into y. Okay, we will see the better version of it. Yeah, the same thing, phi t, phi inverse into phi t into y. Okay, so same solution as before, theta belongs to r cube. Okay, whatever it is telling about the same, we are, if we are going to use higher dimension, it will be same, and here it is used on calorie intake and height. Okay, this is done. Thank you all. We are gonna do now the next. Okay, let's do the next lecture also. It took a lot of time to clear this out, but whatever, we understand it in a better way. Okay, now the next, okay, we have understand the whole regression part. Okay, we will see the its implementation also, but for now let's go for logistic regression. Okay, so here we have our logistic regression. Yeah. Oh, lecture 2, lecture 3 is done, lecture 4. Why couldn't you make me view my file? 1 second.